Hey guys, Artie Yoda here. Today we're diving into the top 5 most underrated guns in Blackhawk Rescue Mission 5, the hidden gems that deserve more attention. This list is based on PvP, but if a gun mentioned is good in open world, I will make sure to say that it is good in open world, and vice versa. To make this list, a gun has to meet two key criteria. It isn't popular in the community, so no M4s or HK416s, things that you would usually see in a PvP match, and I don't see it often in PvP matches. This is the data that I've collected in-game, so your data might be different from mine. Statistics have a weird way of doing things like that, plus nothing is very consistent in this game. Other than that, anything goes. Any type of gun, any damage. Snipers will not be included because none of them top the guns we'll be talking about. I will also not be including the C7A2 in this list because I always get comments about it. I will not be including it because it seems to be a popular gun in the community, which automatically disqualifies it from this list. I'm also tired of hearing about it. Guys, it's not that good of a gun. These are not ranked 1 through 5, we're just talking about the most underrated guns in no particular order. Before we jump in, a quick shout out to my Discord. Join for weekly events, fun shenanigans, and exclusive updates on my content. Also, be sure to check out the Platinum 5 Discord for dev leaks, announcements, and the latest game updates. Both links can be found in the description. Alright, let's get into it. First up is the Famas F1. The Famas F1 is an underrated beast. With a 950 rounds per minute fire rate and a one-shot headshot potential, this gun is built for aggressive players who like to keep the pressure on. It also has a fast ADS speed and a solid reload time, making it a strong pick for those looking to shake up their playstyle. Its damage output is no joke. A 3-shot kill to the body ensures quick takedowns. While it's more suited for PvP, you can use it in open world, though it may not be the most practical option. The downsides? The biggest drawback is its recoil. It kicks hard, and if you're not used to it, controlling your shots can be a challenge. However, once you get the hang of it, this thing absolutely shreds. Another thing to watch out for is the 26 round magazine. With a fire rate this fast, you'll be burning through ammo quicker than your kid burns through Robux on their mom's credit card, so make your shots count. The final verdict: despite its drawbacks, the Famas F1 is a viable choice across all BRM5 game modes. It looks sleek, hits hard, and rewards players who can master its recoil. Definitely a gun worth trying out. Up next, we have the P90. The P90 is a strictly PvP gun. Seriously, don't even think about taking this gun into open world unless you enjoy getting deleted. Its range and velocity are its biggest weaknesses, making it a poor choice for long-range fights. But when it comes to close quarters combat, this SMG is king. It has a slower fire rate than the Famas, but it makes up for it with a faster reload time while still holding its own in terms of damage and output. One downside is its lack of customization, but that's balanced out by its really low recoil, making it easier to control in fights. Plus, it's lighter than the Famas, meaning you can move faster, which is crucial for aggressive players. The biggest advantage? The 50 round magazine. While other guns have you reloading every few seconds, the P90 lets you keep the pressure on for longer. That said, with its fire rate, you'll burn through those 50 rounds faster than your dog demolishes its food bowl. The P90 is an absolute menace in PvP. It's fast, reliable, and highly effective in close range fights. Just remember, keep it out of open world unless you enjoy respawning. This gun deserves way more love than it gets. Next up is the L85A2. Quick shout out to Ruggy T on Discord for finding this hidden gem. You might also see him scattered around in some of these clips. He helped me make this video. He's an absolute dog. The L85A2 is an interesting one. If this were a ranked list, it'd probably land at number 5, not because it's bad, but because it's just not a crazy standout. However, what makes it underrated is its 750 rounds per minute fire rate, fast draw speed, and insanely quick reload time. It also has a high muzzle velocity, meaning your shots hit hard and fast. Damage-wise, it's nothing special, but it's consistent and reliable. Surprisingly, it's lighter than both the P90 and the Famas, so you'll be flying around the map like Usain Bolt with this thing. The biggest downside is its recoil. It has a lot of it. This gun bounces all over the place and sometimes feels impossible to predict where your shots will land. Another issue is the lack of a suppressor attachment, which means taking this into open world is a bad idea unless you like alerting every enemy in the area. Despite its flaws, the L85A2 is a solid, underrated option. It's fast, lightweight, and a great alternative to some of the more commonly used rifles. It might take some getting used to, but once you master it, this gun absolutely deserves more love. Next up, we have the G36KA2. The G36K has been a solid choice since the day it was added. On paper, its damage numbers don't seem impressive, 104 to the head and 68 to the body. But trust me, when you're actually using it, it feels like it hits way harder. Its 750 RPM fire rate definitely helps, keeping the pressure on in fights. Weight-wise, it's lighter than the Famas, but heavier than the P90 and the L85. That extra weight comes in with an advantage, lower recoil, making it easier to control. Yes, that's how weight and recoil work. The heavier the gun, the less it kicks. The biggest downside this gun has is its slow reload time, which can be a problem if you're caught mid-fight. Its range and velocity aren't anything special, so it's not a great choice for open world, but in PvP, it absolutely shreds. The G36K is one of my favorite PvP guns, and until they nerf it, it's staying that way. It's powerful, fun, and breaks away from the usual meta, making you stand out when you dominate with it. Despite how good it is, I don't see it in PvP nearly as much as I should, which is why it's easily one of the most underrated guns in the game. Last but not least, we have the AK-74M. The AK-74M is one of the most overlooked guns in the game. Unlocking at level 4, it's a great choice for both beginners and veteran players. Unlike many guns on this list, it actually has a better velocity and range than the G36, making it a viable option for open world as well. With that being said, its other stats are generally worse aside from a slightly faster partial reload time. It does slightly more damage than the G36, which gives it a small edge, but its 640 RPM fire rate drags it back down. The AK-74 is the heaviest gun on this list, which you'd think it would mean a lower recoil based on what I said about the G36. However, this gun breaks that trend. It's heavy, yet it still kicks harder than you'd expect. While the recoil isn't unmanageable, it does take some time to get used to. The AK-74M is one of the best all-around guns in the game. It's beginner-friendly, highly customizable, has great velocity and range, and works well in open world and PvP. It's a solid pick for almost any playstyle, yet it doesn't get the recognition it deserves. If you've been sleeping on this gun, it's time to give it a shot. And that's the list. I'm curious, what do you think is the most underrated gun in BRM5? Drop a comment and let me know. Hopefully some of these guns start getting more recognition because they're all solid choices for PvP and deserve a spot in the meta. Quick reminder, don't forget to join my Discord for weekly events and other fun shenanigans. Also, make sure to join the Platinum 5 Discord for dev leaks, announcements, and game updates. Both links are in the description. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.